Maybe you've heard people say that Leviticus is a scary book of the Bible, somehow competing for scariness with the book of Revelation. Neither are scary. They're just different. They're different. And when we read them, we find ourselves reading something we're not used to reading, something that's just a little bit, different. But I want to share with you a verse that comes from chapter 20. And as I do so, let me offer this reminder. Leviticus was never meant to be read verse by verse, picking them out to make sense of a whole much bigger thing. So let me give you a little bit of context here. Here in verse 20, or chapter 20, we're getting towards the end of Leviticus. And we're starting to kind of get the question answered of why. Why are we doing this? And God is giving instructions, at least that's how it's being interpreted by the Israelites. They're receiving these instructions on how they're to live with others, how to live with one another, how they're to live in relationship with God, and what does that look like? What's the behavior? What's the action that has? And so they're just receiving this instruction on eating and being with clean animals and clean foods, and it's not anything's bad. That's one thing sometimes we have a misconception of Leviticus, that something is bad or is good. Animals aren't bad. There's just this understanding of what was clean and what was not clean. So anyway, here's the verse. It's verse 26, and this is what I want to share with you. It says, "You must be holy to me, because I, the Lord, am holy, and I have separated you from all other peoples to be my own." Now, this might sound like God is setting up some sort of exclusive club that no one else is allowed to come to. I don't think that's really the idea. Here, I think what God is getting across is, I have chosen you. I have invited you to be in relationship with me. I want you to be in relationship to me. And maybe at this point, we're supposed to hear this also as the reader. I have chosen you to be in a relationship. And so now I want you to be holy because I'm holy. And we might hear that and go, whoa, I don't know if that's what I signed up for, to be holy. I'm not holy. Boy, God, if you just knew, and I guess God does, all that I get wrong in a day, you'd be hard pressed to call me holy. But I don't think God here is saying that we're supposed to be that kind of holy. Rather, I think God is saying, be different. Be different. Don't be like everybody else. Don't act like everybody else. Don't hate like everybody else. Don't withhold love like everybody else. Don't withhold forgiveness like everybody else. Don't eat like everybody else. Don't share like everybody else, or lack thereof. Live differently. Be different. Show the world something different. In a weird way, I wonder if Jesus expresses this later when he says, if someone were to strike you on your cheek, turn your other cheek. If someone asks you to carry a load for a mile, carry it for 2. If someone asks for your cloak, give them your tunic as well. Live different. Be different. Love a little differently. Why? Because God has invited us to be in this covenant, this relationship. Because we get to do this whole thing called life through the grace of God. Amen.